was feeling a little adventurous today, so we've got some glitter halo eye action going on. I'm going to show you how to create this look using the new Kokie Cosmetics Artist Palette in Treasured. It's got a really unique color selection, but I was drawn into the blue, so I hope you enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. As always, please remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications, because if you don't, you may miss a video. So let's jump into this tutorial. First thing we're going to do is prime our eyes with one of my favorites from the drugstore. This is Wet n Wild's Photo Focus, not concealer, their eyeshadow primer. I do sometimes use their concealer to prime my eyes, which is probably why I'm confusing myself. This is really lightweight and easy to tap onto the lid very gently. This is going to help keep your eyeshadow on longer. And then I'm going to just take a tiny bit of a translucent powder. You can use whatever one you have. I'm using my Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to pat some of that onto the lid. And the reason I'm doing this is because the Treasured palette doesn't really have a neutral shade to set down the eyeshadow primer. We really want the eyeshadows to go over a really smooth base. And if they're blending over a little bit of powder, that's just going to make it a lot easier for them to move so that they're not just sticking to your eyeshadow base. You could also use just a neutral eyeshadow color from another one of your palettes, but you can use a setting powder as well. I think I'm going to do a tutorial with each palette. They came out with 3 artist palettes, so let me know if you want to see that. And today is the Treasured palette. This is, I think, one of the more unique ones, at least in my opinion. When I was coming up with this look for you guys, I didn't mean for it to become so like patriotic, but that's kind of what happened. So we're gonna take this Morphe, M441, and we're gonna go into the gray tone in the palette. This brush is big and fluffy, and we're just gonna focus that from the crease almost up to the brow. When you use a very loose brush like this, you're not going to place down a lot of product all at once. It's going to go on very lightly. You can see that we're starting to build that smoky base. What is this little hair? Can you please exit? Thank you. We're just building it up so that we know where to place the next shadows on the eye. They described the Treasure palette as perfect for creating one-of-a-kind or edgy eye looks, which is why I wanted to do something a little more dramatic and fun with this palette. So now I'm going to take my Be Bella Crease Blender 113, and I'm going to go into the more purpley toned gray and focus that really in the crease. And I'm going to build this up lightly too, just like I did with the more gray tone, but I'm using a bit more of a dense brush, so we're going to put down more product than we did with the more loose brush. But we're not being too heavy-handed because we don't want it to be too dark, because we are adding in that pretty blue shade. I'm always so bad at trying to figure out when the shade names are on the back. I know I say that every time, but if you're new to my channel, I have a hard time figuring out which shades are what. But I believe we used Obsidian first, then Treasured. Now we're blending the two together. I do really like the mirrors on here. They're really nice. I think the packaging is really pretty. So now we're going to take a flat Wet n Wild brush, and we're going to go into Sapphire, I believe it's called. Yes, Sapphire, the blue shade in here. I'm going to go in with it dry first, and we're going to create a halo eye effect. I love doing halo eyes because it looks like you did a lot more effort with your eye look than you probably really did. I mean, halo eyes are pretty simple to do because you just put some shadow on one side, on the other, and then you put something a little brighter in the middle. Makeup is so much fun to play around with and just try new things. Blue looks really pretty on its own, but I am going to wet it just a bit to give it more of that metallic look, because in the pan it looks really metallic, but when you apply it with a brush, it almost looks like it's more of a matte shade with a slight sheen. I'm just going to use some Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. So I'm placing product on the brush and then spraying it. And then you'll be able to see that it comes off more metallic looking on the eye. You get more of that high shine. See what I mean? That's a nice trick to know if you feel like your shimmery shadows aren't giving you exactly what you're looking for. Just give them a little spritz with some water or setting spray, and it'll help. I'm intentionally leaving that part blank but filling in the upper crease area. Then again, going in with this brush from before, the Morphe brush, and smoothing it out. We're going to go back into Treasured and just focus some more of that right in that crease area. Bring in more of that smoky purple in the crease. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit more of Obsidian. Put that on top. I really hope I'm putting this shade in right. Now we're taking another Wet n Wild brush. It's the same one that we use for the blue, but I have two of them, so I'm using this one. Going into Sunstone, which is the shade right here. And we're doing the same thing where we're going in with it dry. In the center. Create that first layer of halo. Obviously, I added glitter on top. You don't have to do that. You could do it without the glitter. It looks pretty either way. I'm going to take this Morphe M124 brush, and I'm going to put some of that underneath the brow bone. Time for another little spritz. Oh, so pretty on its own. You do not need to add glitter to this. So nice. Toss a little bit under that brow too. Now I'm just taking the other side and pressing Moonstone on top. And I suppose I could just use this brush too here to add that shine. Very pretty. Pretty, pretty. Gives us a nice base to put our glitter on. Cool. Then if you feel like you need to, you can go back into that blue sapphire shade and blend in those edges a bit. Blending, more blending. Forgot to highlight the inner corner. We're going to take those same two shades and pop them right over here. I'll go ahead and add the glitter last so that you can see the look without the glitter as well, in case you want to just do the full look that way. We're going back into Treasured on a flat brush. This one's from BH, and focusing that right underneath here. Did get a little blue fallout, but we can clean that up. And we're just putting the purple in this outer edge. I'm going to go ahead and pat some of Treasured in that outer corner as well, just to really tie it in together. Have more of that purpley tone towards the lower lash. Then I'm going to go into the red shade, which is Garnet. And we're going to put that right underneath the entire, pretty much the entire lower lash. Again, I didn't mean to make this more of a patriotic look, but that just happened to be how it turned out. So maybe you can save this look for when the 4th of July comes up. Whatever floats your boat. Maybe a Captain America sort of inspired look if you're going to see Avengers. And we'll just go back in and highlight a bit more. That bit of blue there. Just kind of blend it away from under the eye. See if I can do it without putting concealer down. It's a bit better. Yeah, that worked. Good enough for me anyway. So for glitter, I grabbed one of the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow. This is Diamond Dust. And we're just going to pat that wherever we put, oh, that was a lot. Wherever we put the halo color, you can just kind of sort of go over with your finger. And I like to put it just a smidge right. Oh no, that was a lot. Where's my brush? I like to just take a little bit under the brow there. I don't like to put full glitter there because then it can look a little too much with the glitter on the halo and the glitter in the inner corner. Right here. And you can apply whatever mascara you would like to. I'm just curling my lashes first, and I have a mini of the Tarte Maneater mascara. It's not my super favorite, but it works. And this is the final eye look using the new Kokie Cosmetics Treasured Artist Palette. I hope you like it. I had a lot of fun creating it because it's so sparkly, and you've got the ease, again, of no eyeliner, no winged liner, just a little bit of glitter. Thank you guys so much for sticking through this tutorial using the Kokie Cosmetics Artist Palette in Treasured. You can find these guys at Walmart if you're curious, and I did do a review on them, so be sure to check that out as well before you go. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!